Imagine it's 3 o'clock in the morning. The house is silent, your body is exhausted, but your brain is wide awake, running a marathon it never signed up for. You're staring at the ceiling, replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, wondering why you said that one awkward thing to a person you haven't seen since. Or maybe you're obsessing over an email your boss sent on Friday evening. Just 4 words. We need to talk. In your head, you've already been fired, lost your house, and ended up on the street. This is the invisible prison of overthinking, and for many of us, the doors are locked from the inside. We often think of our intelligence as our greatest gift. It's what allowed us to build skyscrapers, write symphonies, and land on the moon. But there's a dark side to this evolved capacity. Our brains are essentially high-powered risk calculation machines. Thousands of years ago, this trait kept us alive by predicting where a predator might be hiding. Today, that same survival mechanism has turned inward. Instead of lions, we're hunting for hidden meanings in text messages and potential disasters in our 5-year plans. We've become experts at the art of creating problems that don't even exist. But here's where it gets truly dangerous. Overthinking isn't just a bad habit or an annoying personality trait. It is a biological event that is physically altering the landscape of your brain. When you spiral into rumination, you trigger what scientists call the HPA axis, the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal glands. This system floods your body with cortisol, the stress hormone. In short bursts, cortisol is a lifesaver. But when it's continuous, the kind of chronic stress we face when we can't stop worrying, it begins to wreak havoc on your neural architecture. High levels of cortisol over long periods actually cause your brain to shrink. It literally kills the synaptic connections between your neurons and causes the prefrontal cortex to wither. This is the part of your brain responsible for concentration, judgment, and social interaction. At the same time, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, becomes hyperreactive. It grows in size and activity, making you see threats everywhere. You're essentially training your brain to be better at being afraid while losing the ability to think clearly or make decisions. This is why overthinking often leads to paralysis by analysis. You analyze a situation so deeply that your decision-making abilities are literally sabotaged. Think about the legendary Harry Houdini. He claimed he could break out of any jail cell in the world in under an hour. One day, a small-town jail took him up on the challenge. Confident as ever, Houdini walked into the cell, the heavy metal door slammed shut, and he went to work. He spent 2 hours sweating, straining, and using every trick in his arsenal to pick the lock. Eventually, in a state of total exhaustion and defeat, he collapsed against the door. And the door swung open. It had never been locked. The only thing keeping Houdini trapped was the lock in his own mind. We do this to ourselves every single day. A study from Stanford revealed a staggering statistic. 58 out of every 60 minutes, the average person is either stuck in the past or worrying about the future. We are only truly present for 2 minutes of every hour. We live in a world where we've forgotten how to just be because we're too busy doing and fixing in our heads. We treat our thoughts like they are us. But the truth is, your brain is more like a receiver than a creator. Thoughts happen to you, they pop up like farts, and you don't have to claim ownership over every single one of them. If you feel like you're trapped in this cycle, you need to understand that you can't think your way out of overthinking. Trying to force your mind to be quiet is like trying to flatten the waves in the ocean with your bare hands. You're just going to create more ripples. Instead, you have to change the way you interact with the noise. One of the most effective tools is surprisingly simple. Give your worry a deadline. Research shows that scheduling a specific worry time, say 2 p.m. for 20 minutes, actually sends a signal to your brain that it can stop nagging you for the rest of the day. When a stressful thought pops up at 10 a.m., you tell yourself, I'll deal with that at 2. This gives your brain the boundaries it craves. Another vital shift is moving from why to what. Why questions are the fuel of rumination. Why am I like this? Why did they say that? Why am I a failure? These questions don't lead to solutions, they lead to self-loathing. Shift the narrative. Ask, what is one small thing I can do right now? Action is the ultimate antidote to thought. Your brain is sneaky. It loves to overthink because it feels productive without actually requiring the effort of movement. By taking one concrete step, you force your brain out of the abstract loop and back into the physical world. We often treat overthinking like a badge of honor, as if we're being more careful or more prepared. But it's actually a form of mental loose motion, uncontrolled, exhausting, and ultimately draining your life energy. You aren't avoiding risk, you're avoiding life. You're trading the uncertainty of a yes for the guaranteed no of never trying. To break free, you have to become the observer. Imagine your thoughts are like words on a window pane. You can focus on the words, or you can look through the glass at the beautiful world beyond it. You are not the voice in your head. If you were the voice, then who is the one listening to it? You are the awareness behind the noise. You are the space in which those sensations flow. Next time you feel the spiral starting, try the neti-neti practice, a Sanskrit term meaning not this, not this. When a thought of failure comes up, say, not this. When a memory of the past haunts you, not this. Discard the identities you've built out of your anxieties. Come back to the only thing that is actually real, the right now. Breathe in and think, I am. Breathe out and think, here. You don't need to fix the ocean. You just need to stop fighting the waves. The door was never locked. You've had the key the whole time. All you have to do is stop thinking about the door and simply walk through it.